A barista parlor worker said management attempted to have a one-on-one meeting with staff in order to terminate them, but the group demanded to meet together. The 3 staff members who were not terminated quit in solidarity.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Starbucks workers are not the only coffee workers that are unionizing. In fact, coffee workers at local chains across the country are unionizing as well. And in particular, there's a really big move in Nashville with the UFCW, who has a group called Coffee Workers of the South United that have unionized multiple locations in Nashville at this point, and have been taking a lot of actions, including a strike, which has closed now multiple barista parlor and Three Brothers coffee locations for weeks, because the workers have been on strike. So Lonnie Lee Hood, who is, I would say they're a friend of the show. I have attended some of their trainings, and you know, definitely not as close with them as we are with some other people, but they do a lot of good work. And they wrote for the Tennessee Lookout, which is the Tennessee State Newsroom Project, kind of like their equivalent of our Alabama Reflector. They wrote, multiple barista parlor locations and Three Brothers Coffee remain closed after weeks of failed union negotiation efforts and unexplained terminations. Employees at both companies say baristas have major concerns about the coffee industry in Nashville because of multiple closures, terminations, and low or stolen wages. Golden Sound, a barista parlor location in the Gulch, closed almost 2 months ago now. Some employees were transferred to the Germantown location before all but 3 were fired without warning on June the 14th. A barista parlor worker said management attempted to have a one-on-one meeting with staff in order to terminate them, but the group demanded to meet together. The 3 staff members who were not terminated quit in solidarity. The entire staff of the Hillsboro Village location also walked out, citing similar concerns about working condition, understaffing, wages, and job security. Kat Knoll, who has worked at Barista Parlor for a year and a half, says Lonnie Lee Hood, said workers have experienced hundreds of dollars in wage theft in just the last few months. Knoll said management promised to repay those wages, but this was in addition to hours being cut and company favorites being given better shift times and assignments, which Knoll says puts stress on baristas trying to make ends meet. Shorter shifts mean slimmer paychecks. Three Brothers Coffee closed later on June the 13th, which is the same day that Coffee Workers of the South United posted their decision to strike to the union's Instagram page. We covered that decision, I think, on the show. We covered something that they did. I think it was their decision to strike. All 5 employees are union members, and they say that management has not negotiated in good faith and will not increase wages to the requested $16 an hour. They've also been picketing outside the shop, and Paige Lemon, a Three Brothers barista for more than a year, said that paying $1,200 a month has always been hard, but it's been even more difficult on strike. And just for comparison, which we talked about last time, the current living hourly wage for single adults in Nashville is $18 an hour. Knoll said she made $13 as a shift leader, but starting wages at Barista Parlor are $11 an hour, which is not very much anywhere, but certainly not very much in Nashville. Three Brothers starting wages are even lower than that at $9.50 an hour, which is half of the county's living wage. And some coffee shops in Nashville have job listings between $16 and $25 an hour. So they are really kind of below the curve in Nashville. And what's even more crazy about these groups of stores is that these are, they call themselves, quote, third wave coffee shops, which Lemon says means specialty coffee drinks, latte art, and an attention to detail that prompted managers at Three Brothers to only hire baristas with experience despite the low wages. So we're only going to pay you $9.50 an hour, but you have to have years of experience as a barista to get this amazing job. And so Lemon says that third wave shops offer an elevated aesthetic and workers who focus on getting a perfectly tamped espresso shot, the right percentages of caffeine, and creating an elevated atmosphere that's attractive to visitors and college students. So this is supposed to be like super duper fancy. You know, I mean, Starbucks, yeah, upscale stuff, and often ringing up drinks more than $10 per drink, which is like as much as they make an hour. One drink is how much they make in 1 hour. Crazy. Lemon says that owners should stop chasing an unsustainable third wave aesthetic if they aren't willing to properly invest in their business. Which is obvious. Lemon also said that there are people who are interested in that artisan work, but the owners are more interested in the popularity. You want a good cup of coffee, but don't want to give us training on how to do that. It's not third wave coffee anymore. It's confusing. If you want the product, like some of the other chain style shops are, make that clear. You're just churning out lattes. So while the union has gotten some negative comments online, both Noel and Lemon say regulars at the shops are supportive. So that's really good to hear. We mentioned earlier about the allegations of wage theft. Barista Parlor offered a statement to Tennessee Lookout saying that the employees are lying. In their statement, they said Barista Parlor vehemently denies any claims that the company tolerated or condoned abusive working conditions, withheld tips, or stole wages from its employees. We are disappointed by the false and unjustified narrative that a few former employees have perpetuated. Barista Parlor prides itself on its community roots, ethical products, and our culture. We offer competitive wages among the top of our industry peers, which we just debunked, as well as attractive benefits, including 401k match, health insurance, free coffee, and PTO potential. Noel said that she never received any time off, and management did not answer to a follow-up questions about that portion of their statement. So yeah, really crazy stuff going on in the Nashville coffee scene, but all power to the workers who are fighting for what they deserve. And,
absolutely.
We're going to keep our eyes on that situation.
Yeah, definitely sending our love and solidarity to all those coffee workers and wishing you all the success in this organizing campaign. I hope you get what you deserve. It's interesting that we talk about this today because just this morning, before I left the house, I was tipped off about a story in Montgomery, Tomatino's Pizza, where they had the gall to say when they were closing that business cannot sustain itself due to inflation, post-COVID inflated wages, overhead, and employee theft of property.
Oh.
Now, would you be surprised to hear that some of the employees of said closed pizza shop are claiming they haven't been paid their last checks? So we'll see what happens there. I encourage folks to contact the Department of Labor and reach out to them. And if that happens to you, certainly encourage you to do that. But yeah, all power to these workers in Nashville and certainly these workers in Montgomery. Hope you get your wages.
Yeah.
And keep us posted.
Yeah, and there is still more in that article on the Tennessee Lookout by Lonnie Lee Hood. So,
yeah, definitely check
it out. Yeah, for sure. And follow them on Twitter at, I think it's just at Lonnie Lee Hood.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.